All right, so here we are, daily note session for Friday's price action, which is being logged today, October 27th, 2024. We're getting pretty close to the elections. So look at this undecisive candle. It pretty much just consolidated. That's all you can assume when you see a candle like that. And as you get to lower time frames, you'll see that we didn't really get clear price action except for like 2 days, which was Wednesday and Friday. So boom, let me just release the drawings here. It's gonna look a little messy for now, but we'll start to clean it up together. I usually do this before I start recording, but just so you can get a feel for the process. Boom. Now, remember, on this time frame here, this is on a weekly time frame. This is weekly. Oof, why is it not? Okay, so here's the weekly SIBI here from this low to this high here, the gray area. This is where price was working. It came down, took that low right there the previous week, and then it took the previous week high as well. Now on the daily time frame, remember this was staying open. Now we're going to drop down to a daily time frame real quick. Let's make this clean up a little bit. Remember that little upper portion that I was pointing out to every single day that I was doing my daily notes session? Right here. That little area was staying open and price was all the way down here. Look, this was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday was the huge expansion day that took out all these lows, tagged this main low right here on the left. Boom, closed there, price gapped up, opened here, little low, expanded back into the weekly SIBI, which is this gray area, and then back into the daily SIBI as well, which is these two black lines, and expanded up here. Price wicked up, took all the previous day highs, took this one, this one. These are relatively equal, even though it did overlap it here, but it tagged this one as well and this one as well, and peep this. Went right to the midpoint of that little small area that we were that I was constantly making a note of. And now obviously the market is closed right now. It is Sunday, and we're gonna see what ends up happening for this week, as next week, the November 5th, is when the elections will occur. So we can get wild price action, or maybe not, or it can just stall, who knows. So let me just make some quick notes, and then I'll keep dropping it down to the lower time frames. So here we go. Okay, why is the notes not working? Typical of TradingView. So let me just put 1027. I don't even know what was. So 1025, price action, logged 1027. This is boring, but this is what is required. Because look at how everything goes there. So Wednesday was the only boom, very simple. So Wednesday was the only day where clean price was delivered. Then the remaining 2 days delivered price action to the upside to tag the previous day highs and tap into consequent encroachment of the small portion that was left open on the daily CIBI. Very simple. Then weekly so this is just a note for myself, just so I know. An undecisive candle for me is like this. When you see this right here on the left, that's an undecisive candle for me. This one as well. This one kind of, sort of. This one too. This one. And then price just, from there, we might just get another one, where we can probably explode up here and tag this high, the all-time high. So that's it. Nothing crazy. This is all logged already. So the low, and then from there it expanded up. So this was an inside day. That's a note I want to remain inside the range. Pretty much it. The range from this high to this low, that's where Thursday was, and then Friday's candle expanded to the upside and tagged the highs there. So that's all that is. Take a picture of this. And then I'm going to hide the drawings because I like to keep this as data for the new week that I'm going to start documenting. Boom. Put the drawings back on it. Let's drop to a 4-hour time frame and take a peek at what was going on there. Boom. So there it is. You see, came into here. All of this is logged, but look right here. That volume imbalance right there. Boom. And when I use green, that's already letting me know volume imbalance. I don't really need to annotate it. And then look at how all these nice highs, smooth, were tagged right to consequent encroachment of that little portion that it left open. That is amazing. That is a beautiful thing to see. That is what you want to constantly practice and study and keep an eye on. Boom, right here. And for this, I like to make it green as well because that was tagged. So on a 4-hour, nothing but bullishness. So a note to make here is just pretty much, I don't know why it's not working from down there, but boom. So what am I going to say? I was going to say something. Okay, so after boom, very simple. So after tagging the sell side, which is this right here, boom, on Wednesday, they ran it back up to tag the buy side up here to pair the sell stops with the buy stops. So it was taking out whoever was short and didn't take their profit, and they assumed that they were going to be comfortable here, that this would be resistance, these relatively equal highs. Boom, they just body slammed them and then took it back down, and price closed near consequent encroachment of the weekly CIBI. Very simple, and getting near the daily time frame CIBI as well, coming down here. So all of this right here is very important just to note as to see where price closed. And when we jump to a different chart, you'll see that price reacted right here from a new week opening gap. the most current new week opening gap. So I'll take a picture of this. Go down to a 1 hour. Clear this out. I gotta really adjust these mouse settings. I'm not feeling them. So there's that volume imbalance. You could take a peek there. And at the same time, it is a fair value gap inside that volume imbalance, because you take that and extend it out. So we'll do that. But I'm already aware that there's a volume imbalance there. So the way that will be highlighted on this time frame will be like that. And I use this. Boom. Price came to it. Made a low and then took that low, and then price exploded to the upside. Right at the bottom of this. This is beautiful. Let me just move this. Maybe it's because, yeah, that's why. Daily Sibby. Make the size of that a little bit smaller. Boom. That's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, you just have to see. You have to train your eyes just to see this coming down and then boom, coming back up to patch it back up. That's all price is doing. And the reason why here it turned around is because it already liquidated so many positions at all these lows. Look at these relatively equal lows. Tagged them into this area here, which is also a SIBI over here, also an order block. There's just so much going on here. And that's in this price legs right here. That's below the 50% level on the midpoint. We'll measure just the bodies. I'm not going to do the wicks to the high. It's in a discount because it's below this area. So that's why it's very important to understand every single PD array that is taught by Michael. I'm no expert yet, and I won't, because there's just too much information that he won't even share. But with what I know, it is enough to give me a narrative and a better understanding of what's going on. So I'll keep that. Go down to a 15 real quick. Just put this down here. So here it is, Thursday's midnight price. So we get a drop, and then we consolidate, and then at the bell open, price expands. So let me get my little bell. Bell open somewhere around here. This is the bell open right here. Whop. And we had news, 1045, medium impact, nothing crazy, but it went, it exploded, it pushed, they used that to push price higher. It's pretty much all I'm gonna say. So, boom. Let me just write a quick note. So price, that's it. We don't need to get crazy. See, consolidated, and then it exploded. Boom, I'm gonna save that. Let me go to a 5 minute. Took small, there's a small little bissy right here. Right here, tiny one. Price went right to it, boom, exploded on this time frame. And then look, this how is rejecting. How do you measure this? You measure the bodies. You measure these bodies right here. failed to get to the midpoint of the bodies, and then it just dropped to tag the session low. Mean threshold, not the midpoint, the mean threshold of this order block right here. And then look at this one. You can measure this one, and we got the same thing. Right at consequent encroachment, drop. Take a picture of that. I'm going to save that. So this one right here is going to have a lot more stuff in it. And I'm going to go down to a 1 minute. I'm going to clean up my chart today because there's a lot of things there that I don't need anymore. But this is pretty much Friday's trading right here. Look at how price came to the midpoint of the new week opening gap. That is incredible right there. This is the macro, the 950 macro. It just pushed it to the highs. Let me take a picture of that because I know how to read my annotations. Price didn't come down to that first fair value gap. There was a small, on a 15-second time frame, there was a small imbalance in there. And that's where price supported itself. And then it just pushed higher. But what I was going to do, I was going to do something specific. Oh, right here. So notice these highs up here where price went, I had these highs up here for a minute. Probably around this time here, the 14th. And I had these slanted highs right there. Boom. I like to mark them in that style. And then that's exactly where price, let me just see if I can get a nice picture of that. That's where price came right to. It's not going to really show me too clear. That's good enough for me. Boom, and then I'll do one without the drawings. Just for documentation purposes in case I want to annotate it on a printout. Right there. Yeah. I want the bodies to show. If I put it in full screen, yeah, I'll just leave it like that. Boom, that's that. Put my drawings back on. Like I said, I got to clean up a lot of stuff here. But look at this right here. Price reacted from a new day opening gap. Look at the bodies pushed up. So it's safe to say that all of this right here is being engineered. Price is going to come back and get this. Like, look at this. This is pretty. All of these lows right here, they're going to get tagged. So we have to wait and see, you know, what we get and move very cautious. One thing I do want to say is, let me go back down to, so notice like the opening range gap, it failed to go down to it. It failed to get to it as soon as the bell opened. So those are signatures to keep an eye out for. Like, okay, we're not coming down to it. And then this is an old fair value gap from the 17th, supporting price, pushing it. That's that 15-second time frame right there where price just pushed up, tagged the first high, minor high, and then it just ran to these highs. So I'll leave you with this and, you know, just annotate. Keep notes. Because right here we are, right? That undecisive weekly candle right there, where it didn't really show us much, but it tagged highs and lows. So now it would only make sense for them to push it up here, right? To get the all-time high for the elections, to make it look real good. So that's a possibility. That's why you have to have all these things marked up so you can get a good feel for what's going on. Here we go, and this is what it looks like on a daily. So we're super bullish ever since this low right here from September 9th, just running it up. September, October. So why not in November just bring it up here? And then after the election, probably come back and get all this engineered liquidity for whoever's long. Because it's a game on both sides. There's people that are still short, hedge funds that are still short from up here. And they're like, okay, we didn't break this high, it's still resistance. So, and they'll hold these positions for months. And then there's people that are long from this low. And they'll do the same thing vice versa. Tag them, and then they're going to feel comfortable, assume that the lows that it's creating is resistance, and then they just run it down and take them out. Because these people are greedy. Very, very greedy. Not me, man. I go in and get out. That's it. And go on about my business. So that's all for this. And leave some comments down there. And for the first 100 subscribers, there is a free link in the community post where you can join the Discord, where I'll be having live sessions with them, live voice chats, and a lot of stuff just, in private that is going to be awesome as I continue to just evolve by learning these concepts and sharing them publicly on YouTube. But obviously, there will be more things that I'll share offline, and you can be a part of that before that first 100. So if you're here now, just go to that community tab. Peace.